Now I know there are some people out there that are thinking this timeline for our current civilization is nearing the end, or at least wondering whether we're going to win or lose the battle between good and evil. For the first time in a long time, I actually have a positive outlook on where we're headed for the time being in the near future. We don't build the way the past civilizations did. We're not there yet, and we're not even close. It may mean that we still have time to grow and develop. We have much more to learn as a whole. Just say that every civilization gets to the point of this incredible type of architecture before their timeline ends. This would mean that we're not even close to the end of our current civilization's timeline. Welcome to episode 29 of My Lunch Break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. And I want to give a shout out to our sponsors over on Patreon. I want to thank you guys very much for helping keep this channel running. Being a sponsor on Patreon really helps this channel. You can also be a sponsor on Patreon for only $19.99 a month. I'll leave that link right in the description below. Thank you. Now, before we begin, I was given this from my family. Apparently, my great-grandfather was a master mason and a leader of the Masonic Lodge. I now have his 1855 book, and I'll be reading through this to see if we can find any new answers. There are some interesting chapters in here that talk specifically about construction, which is exactly what we are researching. Hopefully something in here can give us some hidden answers and some new knowledge that we don't already have in circulation. I'm going to take some time to go through the whole thing, but if I find anything important, I'll be sharing it in future episodes. Out of all the chapters here that you can see, comment below which chapter you want me to dive into first. That being said, let's go to Massachusetts. Here we have Bristol County Superior Courthouse. The Romanesque style building was completed in 1894. This was the first courthouse on this site. Wait, no. Second courthouse. What? Third? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is the fourth courthouse on this site. What came before this? This story is off to a horrible start for the mainstream narrative. Fourth courthouse on this site. Who are we kidding anymore? Now they tell us that Frederick Law Olmsted was a landscape architect. He liked to design the way plants were laid out, and trees, and you get the picture. So he goes on to design parks for people to enjoy. He has 2 kids, and does anyone want to take a guess who designs the fourth courthouse here on this same site? You guessed it, Samuel Hannaford and Sons. Oh, no, that was a different episode. I meant the Olmsted sons. So these 2 sons were in charge of drawing and constructing the first courthouse and the demolition. They had to draw and construct courthouse number 2 and then knock that one down. Then the sons had to do the same thing for courthouse number 3. And they finally let the sons of the plant layout drawer keep courthouse number 4 up. Were these sons really in charge of the first 3 courthouses? They really are trying to tell us that they built 3 previous courthouses on this site and knocked them all down. Now this story gets really interesting, and I was blown away to see that they were actually giving us a name of a construction company and telling us where the granite came from. The name of the construction company was supposedly Beatty and Wilcox of Fall River, and they got the granite from a quarry in Barre, Vermont. I'm not sure how it was transported from Vermont, which is 216 miles away, and this was during a time where most people were riding around with horse and wagon. Cars had just come out 5 years prior. Not everyone had a car at this point. And the shipping trucks that we have today were definitely not around. So even if they had a car, what were they doing? Stuffing massive slabs of granite in the back seat of their Model T? So does this logistically make sense? Of course not. No, it doesn't. This is a 212-minute drive in 2023 with a car that we have today. Just stop and think about carrying massive slabs of granite in the back seat of a wagon, because that's most likely what they had at this time. The horse would have had to pull it for 216 miles. How many horses did they have doing this? Who leads this type of excursion? If this truly happened, this would be amazing. There would be children's songs all about it, and they'd still be sung today. How ridiculous does this sound? I cannot be more appreciative that they tried to give us the information. But come on, this is not realistic, and it's absurd to think that this actually happened. What could come next? Please don't tell me the Freemasons get involved again. Oh, there's no way. That would be just way too obvious that this is an old world building. Oh no. No. What is this? There was a ceremony coordinated by the Grand Lodge of Masons in Massachusetts. Well, do we need any more proof? Are we all fully awake now and understand the lie? How many times does this story repeat itself? How many times do the Masons get involved? Are they actually building these buildings, or are they finding these buildings and getting them for free? Hence the free Masons. Is anyone still on the fence if this building is from the old world? Should we add yet another proof that this is not logistically possible and fully drive this thing home? The courthouse's construction was said to have begun in June of 1892. In March of 1894, they're planning to plant flowers around the courthouse. I'm no flower planting expert, but I'm pretty sure you don't plant flowers until the project is completed. Was this courthouse built in less than 2 years? Is that honestly possible? Considering they would have had to bring that granite hundreds of miles by horse and wagon, or Model T, and once it's there, they would have actually had to construct it. What is going on here? I'm so glad I'm not the only one reading this anymore, and I have all of you to see it with me. This is insane. This story is absolutely insane. 216 miles with granite over and over with horse and wagon. It doesn't make sense. I would love to know how someone can be fully aware of this information and be fully confident that the narrative is 100% factual. I truly think that the time period where people don't see the truth has ended. Once you want to see the truth, you are able to now. And I want to thank this individual for pointing this one out. It's such a great find. I just want to remind everyone that I'm going to Santa Monica, California in a couple weeks. And if there are any hidden old world structures or places that you want me to check out while being there, just put that in the comments below. Now we have a bonus for today. The Leuven Town Hall. This is located in Belgium and was constructed in 1469. Of course it was. Now for this one, remember, they're not going to tell you an architect, a construction company, where the materials came from. They're not even going to try, because the 1400 date was working. People didn't question it because it was too old. But now we're starting to wake up and realize we were never given any of these answers. And these are key questions to ask. If they don't know who built it or who constructed it, or where the materials came from, some of the basic questions of building a building, then how can we trust that they know what date this thing was built in? Or for what? Or why? The cavemen of 1469 really knew how to put a chisel to work. My eyes tell me that I'm being lied to, but let's continue. This is no ordinary town hall. I was looking at my town hall the other day and trying to compare it to this one. It was really tough to find a single similarity between a town hall built today and this one, built 550 years ago. I settled on they both have lights. So the cavemen's technology destroyed us. Okay, now we all know I'm joking about the cavemen. These people were obviously so much more advanced than we are today. The narrative is clearly lying about the timeline in human history. We are not at the peak of human history. We are held down, suppressed in my opinion. The building that still stands proves this, and this is why they attempt to destroy these buildings, time and time again. For example, in 1914, a world war broke out. They attempted to bomb the site, but missed. What do you think happened 25 years later? Another world war and another bomb. This time connecting and destroying a corner, along with a major portion of the bottom. We then were forced to repair it, which you can now clearly see our pathetic construction compared to the past civilization. It's right in front of our faces, a clear giveaway. This is possibly the best physical proof showing the past civilization versus us, showing evolution is a myth, showing that we are being lied to at every turn. And these buildings were put here by a much different group of people with a much deeper agenda. This building was not constructed to be a town hall. It was built for something much, much more important. Now don't forget that there are a bunch of brand new t-shirts. You can find that right below this video. Every purchase helps support the channel and goes towards more boots on the ground work. Liking this video and commenting helps to share this video with new people, as well as when you subscribe to the channel. I couldn't be more thankful for all of the support you guys are giving. Our Twitter account is up and running, and we're over on Rumble as well. Both of these links will be in the description below. If you have anything to add or any thoughts on the video, or have any ideas for future videos, please put that in the comments below. Thank you all for your support, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll be back very soon with much more. See ya.
Don't trust what you see. Don't listen to your senses. Trust what you are told.
Whoa.